meant to salute? I don't even know. I will not move the mouse pointer. I will not do it. She does say king. Okay, I had to hear that again because it sounded an awful lot like queen. And I was like, surely not. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Reform UK conference. And if you have ears, you heard exactly what I heard. Unfortunately, the BBC doesn't.
I'm Dr. David Bull. I'm chairman of Reform UK. I've had a very different backstory. I'm a medical doctor by training, and I've worked for 30 years in television. I've been involved in politics really for many years, but I became a Brexit Party MEP in 2019. I was then deputy leader of the
Cringe.
party.
Like, how can you be a Brexit Party MEP and see the fail that Brexit is, and then have a resurgence with reform? You objectively failed at your entire ideology, and you're now coming back trying again. And for anyone that says Brexit was a success, it wasn't. It's still a failure. It still impacts us to this day. I know, because I voted for it, and I regret that vote a hell of a lot. And if people are trying to go to try and gaslight me and say it was a really good thing, it just needed to be implemented a different way, I know what I'm talking about. I researched it, and I fucking fell for all the bullshit, effectively. And then when it came out that actually wasn't a good idea, I was listening to Nigel Farage quite a lot on it, and LBC at the time, it wasn't fucking good. It wasn't a good space mentally, that's for sure. Yeah, no.
Now I'm really proud to say I'm chairman of the party. And so I suppose my passion for politics has always
So as a doctor now, is chairman of
been about fairness. This is about ensuring that people get access to healthcare, that we keep the NHS free at the point of need, but at the same time actually improve the service so people get really good outcomes. And so they are better than we are currently seeing, where we are falling far behind Europe. So for me, it's all about fairness. It's about putting British people first. It's about reinvigorating this great country and putting great back into Britain.
Putting great back into Britain. It's just Trumpian.
I've been on a very long political journey. In 2019, I became a Brexit Party MEP, and one of the proudest moments of my life is voting for Brexit, carrying the
Why? Why would you own that? It's a failure. Even if you still were a Brexit supporter, it's a failure. It was not... Right, let me go back into my Brexit mode, okay? Number one, it was not implemented in the correct way by the government at the time. So having this vote was completely pointless. What we should have did was elect a Reform UK government and then done the Brexit referendum. Why would you have a Brexit referendum and get Boris Johnson, Theresa May, or Keir Starmer to implement it? That's just fucking stupid. That's kind of like the Brexit. If you're still in the sort of Brexit mindset, that's maybe what you would say. Obviously I don't believe in that.
Union flag out of the European Parliament. We got on the Eurostar. We took the Union flag back to where it belonged. It's extraordinary to be part of political history. I've no doubt about that. There's something inside that says this is a semblant moment in British history. It
is. I really do appreciate that all these people are being documented live by historians as the grifters and absolute charlatans that they are, and they will be forever remembered as idiots. When it comes down to the facts, when it comes to the brass tacks, when it comes down to, hey, what's 1 add 1? 3? That's documented, that's in history, people will remember this. When I'm on Wikipedia and I look up Brexit and I see your name, it'll be sitting there saying, this guy was an idiot, he went on with it, and he still believed in it in 2025.
This is the moment when politics changed for good. I've never felt anything quite like this. I know we're on a mission. I can feel it. I can sense it whenever I go outside and talk to people. People are desperate for change. They're tired of the two-party.
Let's just take a look, all right?
Never felt anything quite like this. I know we're on a mission. I can feel it. I can sense it whenever I go outside and talk to people. People are...
Spot the young person. People are desperate for change. All of these people have stolen our tax money, bought houses with it, had an insurmountable amount of success in terms of that then going up. I'm sorry, hot take, country would be better off when these people aren't here and the young people can start leading it.
desperate for change.
It is just cringe that we are just a nation of pensioners. Like, all of our political choice, like, even our government is stuck in the 1990s and hasn't got a handle on technology yet because the people that use it don't know how to fucking use an iPhone. Like, the people that vote for them don't know how to use an iPhone. It is annoying.
They're tired of the two-party system and they believe that Reform UK can deliver it, and we are going to prove them right. And the next step for us is to show the public that we are ready, we are competent, we are going to form the next party of government, and we are going to smash...
They're competent. They've already had how many ministers resign? Councillors resign? Like, their vetting process is shambolic.
...the political system. Britain needs reform.
It does, but not Reform UK.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the chairman of Reform UK, Dr. David Bull.
We now know at least he's a doctor, at least, and he's no longer practicing medicine, so... Can I just say, I really appreciate it when shows have copyrighted music on. It warms my heart. Thanks for that.
Good afternoon, Birmingham! Well, I'm Dr. David Bull. I am chairman of Reform UK. We are the fastest growing political party in this country and the fastest growing political party ever seen in British history. Now, just over a year ago, Nigel Farage announced his return to this party and frontline politics. Let me tell you, it was...
I'm going to admit, getting a presenter as their chairman, unironically, an amazing move. Like, oh, we're so fucked. They've got a pretty likeable gay guy presenting the show. If they had Rylan up here, the only way that Labour can top this is if they get what's her face, the one that does Bake Off. That is the only way.
It's a move that has sent the woke left spiralling into chaos, disorder and division.
Can I just say, the woke left is not a thing in the UK. This is an Americanism. There is no woke left here. Also, excellent pause.
Our mission is gathering pace. The British people are behind us. They know we will change this country. We will become the party of government, and we will make Britain great again.
Cringe. It hurts. It's just the Americanisms. That's it. They have got Steve Bannon's playbook and they're just going through it page by page.
Now, the government is falling apart as we speak.
Why are people cheering that on? You've got 4 years of this government to go. The government is falling apart. Why are you happy with that? You should... Like, this is traitor shit. You should not be happy with the government falling apart. Like, in the general election cycle, maybe. Not outside of that. And I get maybe I'm being a little bit soft here. But I want the government to succeed. Whenever we have elections, it's a handshake. You welcome in the next government. You wish them to succeed. You do not wish them to fail, because at the end of the day, if they fail, the British people aren't doing well, and we don't want to see that. I don't like this rhetoric. If the Conservatives came out with a failed policy and it hurt people, I don't think it's very nice to cheer on that failure. I think that sucks. And as far as I'm aware, Labour haven't had much failed agenda in terms of like hurting people in the UK. It's mostly just been like internal party struggles and stuff like that. It's kind of just drama. It doesn't. It's not like Liz Truss's budget. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like that severe.
Now, last week, the Prime Minister announced phase 2 of his government. How's that going, Keir? They are on the run from us. And, ladies and gentlemen, Rayner has resigned.
I'll give you $1 million if you can spot a young person in this crowd. Just remember, all those old people that are voting, they are voting to give you and your kids a terrible future while they then die. So, I've never been for term limits in terms of people's, being allowed to vote past a certain age. But I'm getting there. Seeing this, I am getting there. Keir Starmer came in with you can't vote past 65. Whew. I might become a Labour member.
And let me tell you, one by one, we are taking every single one down. Well, a very good afternoon to all of you. I'm delighted to welcome everyone joining on our live stream from around the world. And of course, our amazing audience here at the NEC in Birmingham for our Chairman's Conference. This year's conference, as you can see, is even bigger than last year. Over 10,000 passionate reformers will join us in this arena over the next 2 days.
10K audience? Is that it? Okay.
Every single one of them is determined to turn around this country's fate and to put the great back into Britain, aren't you? Now, since we met last year in this very city, we have seen a seismic shift in British politics. In the general election last year, we defied all expectations. We seized 14.3% of the vote, and we returned members of Parliament to Westminster for the very first time. So how are we polling now? Well, in Wales, we have had a stratospheric rise. We are currently polling at 28%. We are now on course to win a majority of seats, and ladies and gentlemen, we are poised to take control of the Senate. We are determined to topple the smug, incompetent Welsh government. Let's turn to Scotland now, shall we? At Scotland, we are polling at 20%. We are climbing by the day. The Scots can see we are the only party that believes in the Union, the only party that can turn around the fortunes of the Scottish people, and the only party that...
One thing I have to remember is there is 45 or 55% of people that voted against Scottish independence. So there are a lot of unionists, and they might be convinced by this, which is worrying.
can oust the abominable SNP from office.
The abominable SNP. I would implore anybody to argue with me about the SNP's record and compare it to any of the current governments and what their record is in terms of like a comparison. To be like, they did it better than you guys. They did it better than you guys. Without mentioning ferries, because I don't need lectures on like that from the UK who like can't build a fucking railroad.
Yes. Now, when you look at the national picture, it tells an even better story. We are consistently polling above 30%. Yesterday, The Sun reported we are at 32%. Last week, though, we saw a major breakthrough. For the very first time, we polled 35%, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is more than the Tories and Labour combined. Now, it's a highly significant number because at that level, the arithmetic of parliamentary seats changes dramatically. If there was a general election tomorrow, and my goodness, don't we need one, Exactly.
don't do that.
Then that would mean we would gain anything between 375 to 450 parliamentary seats. That would give us a working majority of between 50 and 125 seats. It would make Reform UK the party of government, and Nigel Farage would become the next British Prime Minister.
I might move. If they win, I might move. I'm protected by my cushy SNP bubble. Do not forget that. Any English people that want to get, protection, feel free to come up. We'll save you.
Now, if that is correct, this is what the electoral map would look like.
Hey, look at that SNP heartland. Hey, there we go. That's not too bad, actually. And look at it. England. The uneducated, the masses.
It really is amazing news. But there is some sad news, ladies and gentlemen. We would have to say goodbye, and we have already said goodbye to 3 Homes Angela Rayner, a no-brainer. Also to go, Rachel from Accounts, who has never studied accountancy, she's out. My favourite, mad, moody Ed Miliband, he's out. And
I like Ed Miliband. He's alright. I don't have a problem with Ed Miliband. I think anyone that does is a bit sus. I think he's a nice guy. Yeah. No bad words about Ed.
Rishi Sunak, James Cleverly, Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the opposition, would all go to, not that anyone would notice.
That is true.
And Starmer knows it. He knows he is about to be wiped off the map. So, to try and counter it, guess what he's done? He's turned his fire on Nigel. If you notice, he can't stop talking about Nigel. In the Commons, on television, at PMQs, he mentions him at every possible opportunity. There is no doubt, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the media do too, and Starmer has to respond to the media. So, yes.
Keir Starmer has a man crush on Nigel.
This is shocking. What is this, the fucking playground? Huh. You talked about my mate. You're gay. Why is he doing this? He's got a man crush on Nigel. No, your mate's just a fascist. That's all it really comes down to at the end of the day. And not even a good one either. Like, he doesn't have a good outfit or anything. He's got a lot of fucking shit policies, but none of the cool shit, Again, no young people in that crowd there.
But make no mistake, this really is a serious time. This is a pivotal moment in British history. We are now predicting that the Tory party will face an existential crisis and will be all but wiped out, and Labour would return its worst results since 1931. Now, if you then add into the mix the threat to Labour from the new parties of the left, firstly, the party currently called very imaginatively, your party, led by Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana, or as I like to call them, Fruit and Nut.
They might be our only hope. We have no other options. There's a good chance that we need Fruit and Nut to rally around if fucking Keir Starmer doesn't get his shit together.
And then, if you add in the uber left-wing Green Party under the new leader, Zach Polanski, we will see the abject decimation of both monolithic mainstream historic parties. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the stakes could not be higher because this country is in terminal decline.
14 years of Tory rule. Yep, now what happens?
This country has a government with no belief structure, no coherent policies, and frankly, no clue. Since the Labour Party came to power, it has wrecked Britain.
Only been in a year. I don't think that's quite true. I think it was wrecked before they came into power. You could argue that they've made it worse, but they haven't.
Starmer has done more U-turns than a learner driver on a skid pan.
Okay, so if Keir Starmer's done a lot of U-turns, that means he's not implemented his policies, which means the policies in place are still conservative policies, are still right-wing policies, are still reform policies. So he's not changed anything. You getting the hint yet?
Let's look at the winter fuel allowance for pensioners, the benefits bill, the inquiry into the grooming gangs.
Well, the winter fuel thing was an excellent idea. We shouldn't be giving that out.
They have crippled everything that is great about this country. They have clobbered businesses with the rise in employer national insurance from 13.8% to 15%. That has destroyed businesses.
A rise of 2% has destroyed businesses? Jesus, okay. If your business is destroyed by 2%, you aren't doing that good, mate.
It's destroyed employment prospects, and it has forced the closure of many.
We have one of the lowest unemployment rates in Europe. How is it? Okay.
Small companies. They have also clobbered the farmers. These are the very people.
Sorry, the weather's clobbered the farmers. The farmers are getting shafted right now by extremely poor weather and the fact that all their EU subsidies went up in smoke because of your Brexit negotiations. So, good job there.
People we rely on to feed us. These are the people.
We don't rely on British farmers to feed us. For the most part, a lot of our food comes in from abroad. Have you ever bought bacon? Comes from the Netherlands. You ever bought chicken from Tesco? Comes from the Netherlands as well, I'm pretty sure, actually. Yeah, there's some British produce and stuff like that, but a lot of my stuff has also been from overseas. And farm foods, whenever I get like big bags of frozen chicken, is from Thailand. Whenever I get chips, potatoes, I think they're from British farms, but potatoes are quite versatile. I think they can survive through anything. So they're not really a big concern. What else? Bread, wheat. That might be a big factor actually, is the bread. But I mean that's not too bad. You can get bread floating in surely. What else? Like UK food and like grocery bills here are substantially cheaper than Europe. This is the unfortunate thing. See, when people don't travel and they don't go around the place, they don't really realise how good it is that they have it. And we have it very, very good in the UK.
Who give us security of.
I mean, I feel like it because of wage suppression and stuff like that, but overall, it's okay.
Food.
Clap for the farmers. Farmers all historically have voted Tory, by the way.
It is unacceptable. Not one member of that cabinet understands farmers. Their insane ideological imposition of inheritance tax on farms worth over £1 million sounds the death knell for the custodians of our countryside. 70,000 farms are affected, and by the way, a third of farms actually make a loss. 80% of farmers fear for their future. And we've also heard of farmers committing suicide because they are so devastated. And not content.
What about the mental health crisis with the trans people? Is that on your radar at all? Or are you just going to vilify them and laugh any time they kill themselves? That's the thing. I'm not going to take mental health fucking lessons from the party which is seeking to deport the most vulnerable in society. Like, I'm sorry, you've gave that up. Don't try and come at me with this crying bullshit over, oh, they kill themselves. That's probably your fault.
With this, Labour has clobbered the fishing industry. The
fishing industry. I swear, I read a report once that Games Workshop, the company based in the UK which does Warhammer, earns more, just that one company, than the UK's entire fishing industry. And when I heard that stat, that's when I think I regretted my Brexit vote most powerfully, was hearing that, because it really put into contrast how much it doesn't fucking matter.
Is unbelievable. Keir Starmer has given away the livelihoods of our fishing communities by signing away the rights to British fishing waters to the EU for the next 12 years, decimating fishing towns up and down this country, from Lowestoft to Hull to Peterhead.
I don't believe that, honestly.
They have also clobbered hard-working families who often have 2 or 3 jobs to send their kids to private schools by adding VAT to school fees. Now,
what? 2 to 3 jobs in the UK economy? Okay.
Now, the government says, oh, it will bring in more money. The reality is far from that. Tens of thousands of kids have been dragged out of school mid-term and forced into the overburdened state system.
As far as I'm aware, that's not true. They done a report on this in an LBC. They can't find any evidence of that.
By the way, a system they were already paying for. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is madness. It is ideology over pragmatism. And if
Why do private schools get a VAT exemption when nothing else does? Why don't I get a VAT exemption on buying my Yorkie chocolate bar? I'd buy more of them if that was the case. Like, can we listen to ourselves here? This is just nonsense. They shouldn't have had the VAT exemption in the first place. I think it was only there because of the suspected charity status, but even then, I don't even know.
that wasn't enough, they have given away sovereign British territory. They have given away the Chagos Islands against the wishes of the Chagosian people to Mauritius, a country that has never owned them.
I need to clear this up. This is Trump's doing, and I know you're not going to believe me on this, but it is. From my understanding, this deal was done by the Conservatives, and Keir Starmer simply inked the signature because it was already long in the tooth and he didn't want to pull out on it. Because our word matters in the UK. If we say we're going to do something, we do it, even if it's detrimental, even if we shouldn't, or even if we could change our minds or whatever. We seem to just do things because we're at our word on a lot of things, right? And my understanding is that Starmer did kind of go to Trump and be like, what should we do on this? And as far as my understanding is, the US is happy for the sale to proceed. If the US didn't want the sale to proceed, then they had the ability to basically get them out of it. But they don't want to do that. I don't know why. It seems very much a US-led thing, this island sale, and if you have any problem with it, I think you should ask your pal, President Trump, who loves Nigel Farage apparently, so probably worth asking him next time you're in them with the old White House.
And then to rub salt into the wounds, we're having to pay 35 billion quid to lease them back, to use them as a military base. It is utter insanity, would you not agree?
Yeah, I don't really agree with the deal, but again, it was done under the Conservatives. There's not much we can do about it. And yeah, maybe Reform would have ripped up the paper and never done it in the first place, but if it's and buts, etc., etc., like, I don't really think that's a good idea.
11,000 non-doms, these are people who live in other countries, but they choose to stay in the UK to create businesses, to run businesses, and to employ people, have left the country, taking their businesses and their jobs with them. And then we come to the biggest joke in the pack. That, of course, is Mad Ed Swivel-Eyed Miliband.
Whoa, going for the personal attacks. Okay. Does he really want to do appearance attacks? Looking like this?
We already have the highest
My man's eyebrows are L-shaped.
energy costs in the developed world, and yet his obsession with net zero is going to cost us £800 billion. In fact, it may be as
This man's obsession with Brexit has cost us how much money? Like, I hope you guys know it is hard hearing stuff like this. Like, oh, we shouldn't be doing net zero, it costs too much money. But we should do Brexit because it's sovereignty. Sovereignty. It's like, alright.
as high as £3 trillion. In fact, it is such a large figure that no one can actually quantify it. Even though
Well, that seems like bullshit, okay.
we only emit 1% of global emissions, he is going to rip up our country.
This isn't true. The UK offshored a lot of its economy due to Thatcher privatising our entire industry, and as such, all of our industry is now offshore, and we now import the products. When you actually take into account that that import mechanism, I think it's actually around 2%, or a little bit higher than that. So he's lying here to you, just so you know. The chairman of Reform is lying to you. Yes.
Countryside, destroying it with pylons, with substations, wishes of local communities.
That wasn't me, that was technical issues on their side, so they also add that to their list of incompetencies.
Like in Suffolk, where I live. The unions are on the march as well. The unions know this government is weak. Starmer has already given away 10...
Unions are a good thing. A lot of people always complain about the fact that unions get their employees pay rises. That's the point. Don't be mad that you get no pay rises. Be mad that you don't get any pay rises, but don't blame anybody else for that. That's your own bad luck, or your own not having a union to fight for you.
10 billion quid of pay rises to try and keep the unions sweet, and yet they come back for more.
That's the whole point. It's called a negotiation. That's how they work.
We are now bracing ourselves for a winter of discontent. He gave the
Again? How many of these do we get?
railway workers 15% the minute he entered office.
To stop the railway strikes that were currently happening and impeding the UK economy, yes. If we didn't give them that pay rise, we probably still wouldn't have any trains and the economy would have grinded to a halt.
Gave the junior doctors, resident doctors, a 22% pay rise, another 5% on the table, and yet they have come back for more, demanding another 28%, bringing that total to 55%. You tell me any job in the private sector that could command that kind of pay
Software engineers. There you go.
increase. And then there is Rachel.
I'm not going to say how much I earn, but my pay has wildly went up every year.
From accounts.
Software engineer, by the way.
This is the Chancellor who has no grasp of economics and, quite frankly, no clue. She hounded us for £40 billion, but she's made such a hash of things, she's coming back for another 50 billion quid. The cost of government gilts is now higher than under Liz Truss. The cost of Britain's borrowing is now at its highest level since 1998. That is 27 years. The markets are spooked, the pound is falling, and inflation is rising. And make no mistake, she is coming for your money because this country, the United Kingdom, is heading for economic meltdown. It is the same old Labour story. And then we come to illegal immigration. The government has lost control of our borders and our national security. We believe there are over 1 million people in this country who do not have the right to remain. Under a Reform UK...
Whoa. Okay. Now, I know you guys aren't going to like this, but this can probably be explained very easily with the fact that student visas expire and stuff like that. He's going to try and conflate this to the small boats, but it's not the small boats. That's a very small percentage of our overall illegal immigration. Vast majority of these will be like expired visas or family stuff that needs renewed or whatever else.
Government, our policy is simple. 3 words: detain and deport.
Okay. I probably should do like a full-length video on this, but this is why this can't happen. Number one, they're in the EHCR. Not doable under that. If you say, we'll just ignore the EHCR, that's possible, but it's do not what real countries do. Like, you can't just ignore courts and stuff like that. I don't think it's a suitable, like, solution. Ignore the courts. Like, no. If you say, well, we should leave the EHCR, okay, now you have to renegotiate the Good Friday Agreement because it's dependent on it. So that's not happening. So already, at the first 2 hurdles, they've legally failed to do what they said they wanted to do. But let's just pretend that they did manage to deal with that. Alright? Someone comes in, you detain them. Where? In a police station. Alright, okay, so you put them all in there. How are they getting there? So, small boats come over from France, they arrive on the shores of southern England. You're going to have police at every single bit of the beach. I don't think even the Germans had that much defence on the beach for Normandy. And you're going to have it. Like, the already stretched police force is going to be sitting there waiting for small boats to turn up. Okay. Let's pretend you do that. Right, now you have to charter flights to where? So where are you going to put them? Alright, so these illegal immigrants are coming across. They don't have any documentation, so you have to figure out where they're coming from. Let's say they're coming from Afghanistan. How do you get a flight to Afghanistan? You can't. It's a Taliban government. It's a bad government, so you can't really get in there. So maybe you deport them to somewhere else, a different country, Rwanda, perhaps. You see, this thing just falls flat on its face every single time. Because now, instead of putting them in hotels and processing them and then either sending them back or accommodating them here in some fashion, now you're chartering UK government flights to a foreign nation 6,000 miles away just so you can put them there for them to come back again. Look, it's kind of a non-starter. I'm not going to lie, it's just not a good idea. I guarantee you, if they were in government and they tried to do this, they would go, actually guys, not a good idea. Same as Trump did with the Epstein files. He went, actually guys, let's not release this.
It's very, very simple. If you come here illegally, you will not be able to claim asylum.
It's not simple. That's not how the asylum system works. You have to give people a right to claim asylum as part of your human rights.
You will not receive benefits. You will not have hotel accommodation, and you will not have day trips to the zoo.
There's nothing better than to keep a population down than put them in a hotel, or even not even a hotel at this point, giving them a tent and just kicking them out onto the street, I suppose. So they won't get any crime that way. Look at him, he's so gleeful. Look at them all, they're like, it's just so evil.
You will be detained and you will be deported. And to do that, we will leave the ECHR.
Tell you what, guys, we're going to do something special. Road trip, everyone. We're going to do a road trip, okay? You know what? I'm going to use my favourite AI, Grok. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Let's go. Why is the UK leaving the EHCR a hard thing to do? Someone told me it was something to do with the Good Friday Agreement. Now guys, I'm not saying that you have to use AI to like fact check or check that you're right or do this or do that, but it does help, especially when you're listening to charlatan politicians that are just selling you fucking misinformation. Alright, now I've not checked this result beforehand. We're just going to full send and see what it says. Grok, Elon Musk's AI, the true right-wing AI. The UK leaving the ECHR is a complex and challenging proposition due to illegal political and international commitments, particularly because of its integration into the Good Friday Agreement. And let me tell you guys one thing. Nothing's ever went well when the English meddle with the Irish. It just hasn't. Here's a clear explanation of why it's difficult and how the Good Friday Agreement is involved. The Good Friday Agreement, a cornerstone of Northern Ireland peace process, explicitly requires the UK to incorporate the ECHR into Northern Ireland's law. It mandates that the ECHR serves as a safeguard to protect the rights of all communities, ensuring direct access to courts and remedies for breaches of ECHR rights. That includes refugees. Withdrawing from the ECHR would breach these commitments, risking the stability of the peace settlement. The Good Friday Agreement's reliance on the ECHR means that leaving could destabilise the power sharing in Northern Ireland, potentially undermining decades of progress in resolving the troubles. Now, there's actually a little bit more. The ECHR is embedded in devolution frameworks of Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. The Scotland Act, yeah. So, let's all take a breather for a minute and ask how reform is going to unseat the Scotland Act, the Wales Act, Northern Ireland Act. It can't. It's lying to you. It's going to get into government and realise, oh, we can't actually do this, and then go, sorry guys, we'll just do something else. Yeah, it's incorporated into UK law by the Human Rights Act, which would require repealing or amending the HA. Like, you're asking Nigel Farage to rewrite human rights. Remember, guys, this is the Grok AI, Elon Musk's right-wing AI, telling you this. If I am wrong, and Grok is wrong, and legal experts in the community are wrong, and reputable news sources are wrong on this, you're telling me that the only person who knows how to do this is Nigel Farage? The only person, nobody else has figured this out. The Tories didn't figure this out. Labour didn't figure this out. The only person that can do this is Nigel fucking Farage. The guy who crashed in a plane. Really? Come on. Anyway. So this is a lie.
We will tear up the Human Rights Act. We will replace it and make sure the British people are first by replacing that with a British Bill of Rights. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, and you will agree with me, the people of this great country have had enough. And you can see that with 3,000 protests that have taken place across this country this year. And what is the government's answer to all of this? Well, it's to trample on your rights. They are creating a dystopian society.
Trampled on your rights. This guy wants to rewrite the Human Rights Act. And it's not serious.
Society, a police surveillance state with the introduction of digital IDs, visual recognition technology in supermarkets, and they want to arrest anyone who dares to speak out on social media. Make no...
What? When? Okay.
No mistake, the only answer, ladies and gentlemen, the only answer to Britain's many problems is to vote for Reform UK.
It's not, because they don't know what they're talking about. If these guys don't understand the EHCR and how deeply it is embedded in UK law, then they are not offering you a serious solution. They're going to be exactly like the Tories were. They get into office, realise the scale of the problem, just like the Republicans did with the Epstein list, and go, oh, sorry, we can't actually do this. Here's some MLK documents and the JFK assassination files. It's like, well, we didn't ask for that. They're going to do the same shit. They're going to lie to you at the end of the day. Like, nobody can unseat this. It's just too ingrained. It's too hard to do. Not without upsetting the peace process, and it's just not worth it. Like, trust me, it's just not worth it. Now, there are some nutters out there that would say that we should just give up Northern Ireland. Phew, like, that'll go down well.
Now, I've been chairman of this great party for 3 months, and we
I can tell you've got no fucking idea what you're talking about.
have been readying ourselves to fight local, mayoral, and in time, a general election. And together, we are taking the next step. As many of you know, I've been touring the country. I have been already to Edinburgh, to Sunderland, Cumbria, Cheshire, Warwickshire, Gloucestershire, Cornwall, Clacton, Ipswich, Surrey, Berkshire, Hull, Doncaster, and Cumbrian. And I have had the great pleasure of meeting many, many thousands of you, our amazing
people.
Members and supporters. I've seen between 4,000 and 5,000 of you already in 3 months. And in that time, we have also broadened our electoral base. Let me just explain this to you. We really are in uncharted political waters. So on the doorstep, when people say, who is voting for you? Here's the answer. Half of Labour's voters are now backing us. 40% of our voters did not go to university. And
is that a good stat? 40% of your voters are not going to university? Look, I didn't go to university either, but I voted for Brexit. Like, there's a reason that I didn't go to university. Holy shit. That's not something I would gloat about. That means you're part of the hard of university going.
Contrary to many accusations, 60% of our voters are under the age of 50. They are young reformers.
I don't think under the age of 50 counts as young. Under the age of 25, maybe. I count myself as old and I'm 28. Look at this crowd. Where are the young people? Oh yeah, they're all still in fucking school probably. Watching Andrew Tate videos.
Now, in my tenure as chairman, building on my 30 years of experience in television, we've built our own TV studios at Reform HQ in Westminster to ensure we get our message across to
Why?
millions of British voters by bypassing traditional media outlets. We've also built a purpose-built press room to facilitate our press conferences.
This is actually like propaganda shit, isn't it? I wonder if the other parties do this.
When I took over, I promised you that I
It feels scary to me. I don't like that.
would democratise the party, and we have done just that. We invited our members to apply to join
The party's a company with select shareholders. You can't democratise that.
in the board of the party. I then hosted the live hustings event from HQ, and all of you voted for 3
Also, if like your party is alive purely based on propaganda, and the fact that people are joining based off of that propaganda and repeating your own talking points, is it really a democracy? It's like the snake eating itself. The people that are eating you are just the people that you want to. Like you're the one that's trained them.
members to join that party board. And we held our first board meeting on Monday of this week. This week, we also opened our call centre to provide our members with a dedicated membership hotline and advisors on hand to help you make the most of your membership. And let me just explain to you, our membership is growing exponentially. Last year, in this very city, we had 76,000 members. Today, we have 240,000 members. And let me tell you, the work continues. Over the last few months, Reform UK has been developing a state-of-the-art digital infrastructure. And here at conference, I'm thrilled to announce the launch of our sophisticated, bespoke, AI-powered central operating system, which powers the party's entire back office and also the campaign ecosystem. It has been purpose-built for political operations. And what it does is it brings together all of the parties' campaigning, financial, communications, compliance, and operational tools used by HQ, and also, crucially for me, used by over 400 active branches. In other really exciting news, we're also launching our...
What? They've integrated AI into their political back office tools? The very same AI that hallucinates? Okay. I'll give it 6 months before they have a data breach.
New app. It is called Reform Go. It is an app built for you, our members. It is tailored to connect, engage, and involve all of you, our members, our amazing, passionate members across the country. Members will be able to see their membership details, receive notifications regarding events, volunteering campaigns, and you can also access a social feed updated by Reform UK. And to unify our digital offering, we're also launching our new Reform UK website. That is our public-facing hub that enables seamless access to membership, to events, donations, our shop, and campaigns. Let me just say, from the bottom of my heart, I am so proud of what the team has accomplished. I'm so excited for our members to start using what we have.
Yeah, this is kind of worrying. That digital app, I don't know if any other political parties are doing stuff like that. This is one thing that they've always kind of dragged their feet on, is their political... it's just integrating with technology. It's just... I think Reform is winning a little bit here.
Built. Both our IT infrastructure and Reform Go will continue to evolve, and we will offer new features and functionality as we progress.
I think I might get that app and see what calls it's making. It'd be very interesting. Let me know if you want a video on that.
What I can tell you, this digital offering proves that not only is Reform UK the most popular political party in the country, we are also the most advanced, high-tech political party in Britain, and that is worth a round of applause.
Reminds me of that guy, Jeb Bush, innit? Please clap.
Make no mistake, Reform UK is professionalising. We're driving forward, and we are determined. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, the fight is here. The fight and the battle is underway. We are ready to fight. We are ready to win. We are ready to become the party of government, and we will put Nigel Farage into number 10 Downing Street. He will be the next British Prime Minister.
I'm going to say he's not. I don't think so. I believe in Britain. I believe we will do the right thing. I believe we're having a temper tantrum just now. And then come general election time, people will calm down, realise that there's a lot more at stake here than single party issues or single voter issues. And then we'll vote for a more safe option. Because the future of the country matters. Hopefully. I think that was a young person, wasn't it? Holy shit, they found someone under 30. The only problem is he's with his mum, so, you know, he had to get a lift.
Now, I'm so delighted that all of you have made the journey here to Birmingham, and this is an amazingly huge conference. In fact, it's such a huge conference, I wanted to bring in one of Britain's brightest TV presenters to help me. Sadly, I couldn't find one, so I called my old mate, my old colleague from Talk TV, a man I've shared many intimate on-screen moments with. I'm delighted to say he has agreed to help me out. Ladies and gentlemen,
Please tell it's not Jeremy Kyle.
please welcome my co-host for this conference. It's Jeremy Kyle.
Oh my god, it's Jeremy fucking Kyle. Oh dear. Oh. Okay.
DB, are you dropping some? DB, good job, good speech.
Thank you.
You all right, you lot? Come on, bit louder, you all right? Can I just say, intimate personal moments or private or business ones? What did you say?
Let's keep it between us.
All right, really? Here's the thing. Thank you for inviting me. I imagine most people here would assume that when you go to a party sort of conference, you sit there for 4 hours like, oh, God, another speech. Today will be different. Reform wants to find out what the people have spent their hard-earned money coming here to understand what it's all about. And we want to speak. I'm going to grab this man straight away. Pete didn't expect this. How are you? What's that say? Burton and Utoxeter. Peter, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Come a long way. Both days or just today?
Both days.
Brave. Just genuinely, what did you expect? What do you want? Why are you here? Why is this so important for you, pal?
Well, I heard a lot of things like on TikTok and the news and everything. I wanted to come
Oh dear. TikTok. The Chinese are winning.
and hear for myself, directly from the people, what's new and what's going to happen.
What do you think?
Just so you know, guys, I know I do kind of like harp on this a lot, and I might stray from this in the future, but I am trying to do better in terms of going after people like Pete. I think that's his name, right? I'm not trying to minify his contributions as an adult. He's an adult, he can make his own decisions. I feel sorry for him, but I don't mean that in a patronising way. I feel like he's been completely like propagandized to it's not his fault that he's at this conference just now spending probably quite a bit of money to be there and giving Nigel Farage all of it so he can build a TV studio. I feel like there's more we can do to bring these people back other than just shouting at them and being mean towards them and just calling them idiots. I mean this with all my heart, that the people that are running reform are the people that we should be hating against. They're the traitors, the idiots, the grifters, the whatever you want to call it. I believe there's people in that party that actually believe what they're saying, and they've drank their own Kool-Aid effectively. Kind of similar to what happened with Elon Musk and how he was alright and then completely got taken into the sort of GOP right-wing pipeline. It's easy enough, it can happen to anybody. But I think going after people like this specifically and being like, no, it's your fault, you're a racist, you're this, you're that, I don't think that's helping. As much as it might make us feel better to laugh at people and go, he doesn't know anything, I don't think you will ever change your mind if someone did that to you. Like if you've ever had a thought in the past, and maybe it wasn't right, maybe you weren't correct, and do you think you would have changed your mind by people laughing at you? I don't think so. So we should all do better. I'm going to try and do this, but hey, I'm human. I'll make mistakes in the future when it comes to this sort of stuff. Let's try. Jim McHale, I don't know if he's reformed. Reform, get it? But as far as I'm concerned, he's still a hateful bastard, so fuck him, but blessings to Pete. He was hoping he gets through it.
The state of this country right now.
I think it's in a complete mess, to be honest with you.
And do you think the reform and what you heard David say then is the answer?
Well, they better do, after all of this.
You're on notice, Bull. You better be right.
Sorry.
I feel like, do you know, I feel like Challenge Annika without the yellow suit. Right, where are we going to go? We're going to grab. Look at all these terrified-looking people. Where's my man? Oh, let's go for him. What's your name, sir?
Richard.
Where are you from?
I'm from down in deepest, darkest Sussex.
You didn't really know where you came from then. It's quite funny. Brilliant. Doesn't know where he's lived.
Early to drive up here, that's right.
Both days or just one?
Both days.
And for you, similar question. You look around this hall at the NEC, you feel that the vibe, you feel the passion amongst these people. What does it mean for you?
It's more for my kids and their kids. I mean, we
Oh, for fuck's sake.
just want to help put the country back on the right path, and the energy is phenomenal.
What right path? What's the path? Is it because wages are low? Or is it... I do wish they prodded these people more on like what it is specifically that you feel that hasn't gone right. If you say it's immigration, I'm going to fucking throw a slipper at you. Honestly. Like, is that really it? Is that what matters to your kids? How many brown people are in the classroom? I really don't think that's what it is. It has to be something else. Like, no opportunities, one of the lowest unemployment rates, no university places, and yet British people are prioritised. No funding programmes for your kids, but yeah, you got fucking money to go to a Reform UK conference.
I think that's a really important point.
Both days.
I think that lots of people of a certain age are looking at the future for their kids and their grandkids, right?
Yeah. Well, I think, people work hard all their lives. You want a country that respects that hard work and lets people keep their money. And at the moment...
Oh, it's taxes. Okay. Taxes are too high then. Alright. So austerity, 3.0.
You just haven't got that.
Who knew? This is brilliant. Who are we going to now? I've lost the will to live. Here he is, this lady.
Me too, Jeremy. Me too.
I'm going to sit down. Been a while since I sat on a step in a blue suit with a white shirt. Wow.
Oh yeah, we know. Why did that programme get cancelled again? Nothing to do with people committing suicide, was it?
All right, let's start. Who we got? Jacqueline.
Yes.
Where are you from?
Swindon.
Swindon.
Sorry.
That's an
Again, notice how these people are all old. Just notice that.
interesting place.
It's average town, and I.
Well, don't slag it off that.
Remember, under 50 is not young.
Swindon. What's good about Swindon?
It's
Right. Anyway, so in terms of today, in terms of reform, you.
That girl behind him put the flashlight on. Oh my god, she did. How mortifying. See, this is old people.
Here to see all the speakers, Nigel later, David Bull laying out what this party thinks going forward. What did you make of that speech?
Yes, it's great. Great. Yeah.
Well done, David. I'd just like to point out that David Bull has been sweating blood for about 3 months. He was up all night shaking like a whatever. And Jackie's gone, it's great.
What I'd like to say is that I'm from an average town. I'm an average person. I've been to work all my life. I've brought up 2 children. and I see what's happening, and I don't like it. And these guys have given us hope.
She sees what's happening and she doesn't like it. What's happening, Jackie? What's happening, Jackie? Come on, tell us. Hashtag what's happening, Jackie. Go on, go into the details. Who don't you like? Who is it that's causing it? It's the Brune people.
They've given us something to aim for, and that's why I'm here.
Absolutely. And somebody said to me the other day that...
Hey, I'm sorry for watering down all of their political ideology into one potential group of, which is just immigration, but it's a shot in the dark. Nobody said I was a clairvoyant person.
When the silent majority, that when silent people who
this.
don't think that their voice is important realise they can be heard, the world can change. Really good. Give Jackie a round of applause. No, hold on a second. What are we doing here? Oh, my. Oh, go back there. You can't. Why are you doing that? Do you not want to be on? You're not moving. Get back there. Nigel's Angels. Come on. Sit. Look at this. Stand up, ladies. Modelling the Nigel Farage Reform shirt. Oh. All right.
All right.
Where you come from, love?
Doncaster.
Doncaster. Had a car crash there once. So
We just need to take a minute. This is hard. This is one of the hardest watches of my life.
here for 2 days?
Didn't use A&E.
Sorry?
Didn't use Doncaster A&E.
You're not starting, are you? What's your name?
Rebecca.
Rebecca, lovely to see you. What's your name?
Jackie.
Jackie, another Jackie. It's quite a common name, you know. What's your name?
Well, yeah, a lot of people here are old and have old people names.
Rachel.
Rachel, lovely to see you.
Rachel may be the youngest person there. Wow.
Not Rachel from accounts. Is it only me who thinks Rachel Reeves looks like Richard III?
Again, with the personal insults, these guys cannot be making these personal insults. They have had more plastic work done than Richard Hammond. Is that a joke? Or has Richard Hammond had a lot of plastic work done? That's a bit mean towards Richard Hammond. And what's he done? He's a nice guy. Who else we got? See, I'm not a mean person. I don't do personal insults. Sometimes, alright? Sometimes I do. But it's just rude. Like, should Rachel referred to what is that our pro-women stance now? This part of pro-women? Oh yeah, she just looks at a guy. She looks at a geezer. Oh, okay. You can tell why this guy was taken off TV, can't you?
What?
And again, I'm not being soft here, but it's just like, you can't actually talk when you look like this. Like, do you think you look good? Is that what it is? Do you think all the work done makes you look good? This guy is older than some people's grandparents at this conference. And he looks younger than their parents.
Can add up just.
Right, brilliant. So all of you come today. What does it mean? What's this reform conference about from your
And looking younger is not younger. You just look terrible, by the way.
point of view?
I just want change for my children and bring them.
The kids. Gotta do change for the kids.
About from your point of view?
I just want change for my children and bring them up in a better environment and make them proud of the country that they live in.
I think a
Too right.
lot of people would think, what about you?
Well, we're the friendly, confident and optimistic party, and I'll go as far as to say we're happy, we love being together, we like being here amongst like-minded people, because we're all common sense people that just want a nice life.
FYI, it's not common sense. Their version of common sense is idiocy. It's not common sense. Common sense is what is what you kind of make up and you... With a decent set of facts, most common people will come to the same conclusions, which is why these people are kind of a minority in the political system. Even if they achieved 40% of the vote, 60% of the country still didn't vote for you because they have common sense.
Life and a future for the kids.
True. Oh, sorry, I'm being told. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm being waved at. I like being waved at. Does that mean I'm out of time? No, who am I looking at now?
Oh no, please go for his audience more. It might kill me live on video.
Oh, hold on, I'm being told to wait. David, I can do this, I'm live, it doesn't matter. So listen, throughout this conference, you will have the joy of me trying to come and talk to you. But we do want to make it slightly different, as I said, because so many of those conferences are just based on people sitting there and looking at speeches. There will be an amazing array of speeches, but there will be an opportunity for you guys to ask questions and touch the flesh and be near the people who will have a major impact in the future. I'll pass you back to the legend that is called Dr. David Bull, ladies and gentlemen.
Lovely stuff. The man of the people, Jeremy Kyle. Thank you very much. Well,
He's not. He's not. He's the man that killed the people, frankly, honestly.
we'll hear much more from Jeremy later today.
Like, seriously, this conference is just the old people classics that they grew up, they watched Jeremy Kyle when they came home from like their fucking part-time job and they were like, oh my god, right, let's watch this. And they laughed at people that were doing worse than them live on TV and felt better about it because they weren't them. It's just, again, trying not to generalise. I'm trying not to hate on the people that are involved in this, but you can't help but think it's all of the worst people in society.
Now, though, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from our first speaker. She's been Mayor of Greater Lincolnshire since May of this year. She's one of 2 Reform mayors. She also sits on the new board.
I've been doing this video now for nearly 2 hours and I'm only 52 minutes into a nearly 7-hour conference. I might need to cut it here.
Of Reform UK that I told you about earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, I am, of course, talking about the incomparable Dame Andrea Jenkins. Now, before we meet her, let's see her story.
I'm Andrea. I was a Member of Parliament for 9 years. I stood against Ed Bowles and unseated him in Morning and Outward. I even stood up in the chamber in the House of Commons and told Theresa May to resign.
Isn't it time to step aside and let someone new lead our party, our country and the negotiations?
And that was Boris Johnson. Good job with that.
Really, my entrance into politics was here in the great county of Lincolnshire. I was a county councillor and I sort of fell into politics.
Okay, I'm going to just stop this one here because it's nearly 1 AM and I'll do Andrea Jenkins tomorrow because I don't think I can handle another 5 hours of this. Guys, this has been the Reform UK Conference Day 1, Part 1. Probably going to have 18 parts to this. If you want to see me continue to react to a lot of this stuff, feel free to leave a comment down below and ask. I've been Bro Politics. Have a good one. I'll see you later.